Welcome back to another episode on the Gold Room podcast today. I am bloody lucky to have Maddison Burkovich.
I don't fit the stereotype of, mining engineer. Originally was heading towards that direction of dance, and then leading up until graduation, my dad spoke to me and sort of encouraged me to focus on something that will help with the longevity of my career. You don't necessarily have to be the biggest guy on the team to be the best. I have a big voice, I have strong opinions, I like leading, I enjoy management, I enjoy creativity and problem solving. It's not all about grades, in my opinion. Since going into the workplace and vacation work, I've realised that it's not just about academics, it's about dedication, networking, reliability, trying new things, just putting yourself out there. You don't necessarily have to be the dominant masculine male. You can have multiple interests. I've found ways to integrate dance, creativity, patterning, leadership into what I do now, and that's what makes it really fun for me.
Welcome back to another episode on the Gold Room podcast today. I am bloody lucky to have Maddison Burkovich. Burkovich?
Burkovich.
Far out. Sometimes with the last names I stuff it up, but I'm glad I got yours
That's
right.
okay.
Thank you very much for joining me, Maddie. I'm going to call you Maddie. Yeah, that's what you said to call yourself.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Hey, look, so a fourth year mining engineering student, AusIMM Mines Rescue president.
Yes, correct.
What else are you doing?
So I'm a fourth year mining engineering student at the WA School of Mines. I'm in ERT, I'm the vice president of AusIMM, student
Awesome.
Kalgoorlie chapter.
Yep.
Yeah, that's correct. And I'm also a part of the guild.
What is the guild?
So that's just a committee run as a part of the WA School of Mines. So we help out the students, try and integrate new students, international students, and all of that sort of thing.
Beautiful. Well, we're going to get into a lot of that. We always start with the life and the times. So let's take me back to your early years. You were very young, 22 years old, right?
22 years old in January.
Okay. Well, so 21.
Oh, no.
Oh, sorry.
What is it now?
It's February.
February. So just 22. Just 22.
Yeah, I went back to the future just then. So anyway, life and the times. Take us back.
So obviously I studied at Corpus Christi College. So I was a dancer. I started dancing when I was 2 years old. I live with my mum and dad in Fremantle. We are a very outdoorsy family.
Cool.
Oh, of course, and my brother. Can't forget him. We're a very outdoorsy family, so we enjoy water skiing, camping, boating, fishing, all of that sort of thing, quad biking.
Water skiing?
Yeah, water skiing when I was younger.
Awesome.
Trying to get back into that. Obviously, recently just went to Japan and really enjoyed that. So I'm definitely going to go snowboarding and skiing.
Awesome.
And then, going to definitely get back into the wakeboarding and all of that sort of thing.
Where do you go wakeboarding?
So Lake Tarinning is where our little ski park is that we used to go camping at. We have a caravan there just along the water. Awesome. So it's really good.
Amazing.
So much fun.
So what does your brother do?
He's a heavy diesel mechanic.
Writing his own checks?
Yeah, he's currently with Drill Mech. He was an apprentice up until, I think it was the end of last year. No, sorry, the year before. Time goes really fast.
Yep, sure does.
Yeah, and so he's loving that. He started doing that sort of thing in high school, and yeah, he's really successful. I'm very proud of him. Awesome.
Well, I'm sure you'll be following in his footsteps, not in the diesel mechanic role, but certainly another amazing mining engineer is exactly what we need. We need more and more and more of them.
Yes.
So look, what about your high school? Tell me about your high school years. Like you said, you're a dancer, 21 years of dancing.
Yes, that's correct. So I did general at school, except for ATAR dance because I love dancing. I started when I was 2. I danced at a studio in Bibra Lake called MSJ Productions.
Okay.
And I also had my first job there when I was about 14. And it's been my favourite thing. Still is my favourite thing. When I get back from Kalgoorlie, I'll definitely get back into it. I still go see students' shows and all of that sort of thing. It's just phenomenal. I love it so much. And so I've done all sorts of, commercial styles of dancing. I've taught dancing of students from the ages 2 to about 14 on average, but then I also cover some adult classes and things like that, take my own classes on the side. Oh, it's great. And so that's something I wanted to do as a career. I did that for ATAR at school, and I was hoping to go...
You can study dancing at school?
Yes. So ATAR dance, which is really random, right?
So random.
But you obviously look into the history, the background of dance and all of that sort of thing, as well as doing the practical dance performances and that. I love performing and being on stage. And so then, from there I wanted to go study interstate in dance.
So you're going to go to university and study dance?
Yeah, I wanted to. That was like a big goal of mine from when I was young.
Wow.
Apart from working with children, I really enjoy working with people, helping people and all of that. It's just, something I really wanted to do, probably go on cruise ships one day, or everyone wants to be famous, you know. So that was sort of a goal of mine when I was a kid. I want to be up on stage, be a model, be a dancer, something along the lines of being TV.
So how the bloody hell did you get into mining engineering?
Bit random. So I don't fit the stereotype of your stereotypical, mining engineer. I originally was heading towards that direction of dance, and then leading up until graduation, my dad spoke to me and sort of encouraged me to focus on something that will help with the longevity of my career.
What does your dad do?
He is a locksmith. So MLS, which is Melbourne Leading Lock Service. He has his own company. He's done all sorts of things. I think he wanted to be a fireman at one point, and then...
I think every young bloke wants to be a fireman at one point.
But he's just, every day, just amazing guy. He does everything. He does all our home electricity, woodwork, all of that sort of thing. He was a carpenter. He studied engineering for a bit, and then he's just done everything. So he does all our plumbing, all of our electricity. He's just, he's so handy. He used to actually build the props for my dance shows and all of that. So that was really cool. Everyone loved that.
Bloody handyman.
Yeah, pretty much.
And what about your mum?
And my mum started off as a teacher, but she then moved into exploration, I think maybe 5 years ago with West Gold.
Wow,
so
West Gold. We just had awesome. Yeah. You're not just a fieldy. You're someone that's helping out the geos.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
She does a lot of the work.
Yeah, for sure they do.
She's recently been asked to do a promotion, which she's worried about taking. I keep telling her to take it.
Take it.
I keep telling her. I keep telling her.
Well, bloody take it.
Yeah.
What's your mum's name?
Her name's Sharon.
Sharon. That's my mum's name too, Shazza.
What a coincidence.
Yeah, crazy. Shazza, take the bloody roll. All right, so your dad told you, get into mining engineering. Did he give you any reasons why?
He just wanted me to focus on the longevity of my career rather than going into something that I'll retire young at. So obviously dancing is a bit like most sports and other dance and arts. You usually don't do that full time up until the age of 60 or 80. You usually retire young. And so he said, maybe focus on doing something now rather than retiring young, everyone else being ahead in the game, and you have to go back to uni or,
an adult
figure out something else
something.
to do. Yeah. So it was pretty much back and forth. I didn't want to do it back then. I was a kid. Still am a kid.
You still are a kid. So he said, go and check out mining engineering. Did he say anything about, surveying? Did he say about any of the other degrees that you can be doing to support the industry?
Yeah, so it wasn't specifically mining engineering. It was just engineering. He liked the idea of electrical and all of that sort of thing because he was in electrical. He knows how to do all that sort of thing. But he said study science because science and math are sort of my strong suits. I'm not too bad at English as well, but I went into science there, and he said just try a bunch of different things and see what your interests are. Awesome. So that's when I did a couple engineering units, couple other science units, processing, stuff like that. I did an indie unit at Curtin University, and that's when I decided, engineering's pretty exciting. I started with BHP, first year internship program, whilst I was studying science, and then that's when
what sort of things were you doing with BHP?
Yeah. So
was it just VAC student work?
Yeah. So the first year internship program is more or less like vacation work, but holidaying. We got to go up to site, see what that's all about, learn a bit about what they do, find interests in some of the things. We got to do a lot of different things, a variety of things. And then the second year I did that, so the end of that summer, I ended up coming in and did some online work for them. So I was doing document control, and then I jumped into underground from there.
Are they paying you for that?
Yes, they did.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And what'd you?
Great opportunity.
Yep. What'd you use the money for? To pay for your tuition?
Yeah. So I pretty much almost paid off all my tuition, which is great. And that's just because I started when I was 18, wasn't even studying engineering at the time. So I had all that money, paid off my tuition, and other things like that, you know, my phone bills, radio,
for sure.
all of that sort of thing. So
what was your first reality check when you thought, you know, like you're out on site and you're like, wow, this industry is what's powering this country? What made you know that you were in the right place? Because you're passionate about it. Like when we were sitting here before the cameras start rolling, I was just like, shit, this young woman is absolutely so keen and loves the mining industry. We need more people like you.
Yeah, 100%. So whilst I was at uni, I was sort of your everyday student, just wanted to get through uni and that sort of thing. And then from there, jumping into the vacation work is sort of what did it for me, because I'm more practical. So once I got through to the second summer, I was nippering, and I was like,
did you love it?
This is what I want to do. Yeah. I was like one of those people that was like, maybe I should just do this, you know. I was only 18, so I didn't really know.
Sure.
So I nippered at BHP, Cliffs, nickel, underground mine, before that shut down. And it was the thing that sort of made up my mind for me.
Wow, that's bloody amazing. So where to after the BHP stint?
So after that, after BHP shut down due to the nickel crash, just the Cliffs, Nickel West, I think it might be, I then went to a convention, which is a STEM convention for women, I believe. Okay. I got a message on LinkedIn.
From who?
I don't know the name of the lady. It was I think it was one of those ad ones that come through. And I remember just being at home on the day. I got the ticket, being at home on the day thinking, should I go? I almost didn't go. And then lucky me, made the decision, just do it. I've got nothing else to do for the rest of the day. I met Nick Sutherland, who is currently my superior. And he pretty much was like, you know, what do you want to do? I said, I've already done my nippering time. I want to do the rest of my underground time. I want to learn more about the production side of things, drill and blast. And at this point, I was finishing second year, I think.
Yep.
And he was like, yep, cool. What's your email? So perfect position, you know, being a third year student, starting and going into uni and all of that sort of thing. They were like straight in there. And I think I started the following winter, I think it might have been, on the trucks.
Wow, that's awesome. You enjoyed driving trucks underground?
Not so much as the other, you know, all the other stuff like service crew, charge up and all of that. So I did love it though. Yeah. It was great. It's great because I got to experience the night shift, day shift, switching, all of that. FIFO, the food.
The food?
Is amazing. Probably the best site. Bellevue Gold.
Oh, Darren Stradlow's running a bloody good operation out there.
Yeah, he's such a good boss. He is.
And also, he's very active, much like yourself, in Curtin University.
Oh, yeah. I work with him like almost every other day because not only do I work with him in summer and that, but he's also a part of the AusIMM alumni.
Yep.
So,
do you know Brendan Triton?
I know the name. Why do I know the name?
Well, just because he's an absolute legend in the industry.
Yeah. I'll have to check him out.
He's with just started Valiant Gold.
Really?
Amazing. Him and Darren, two peas in the bloody pod, looking after Curtin University. Yeah. Pretty bloody amazing.
He's amazing, and he's just great with all his employees as well. He knows everyone's name, whether you're a geo, you know, working for Develop, which is our current contractors, underground contractors. He just knows everyone.
That's awesome.
And that's what
makes a difference.
Oh my gosh, it does, having that relationship.
Yeah. So into third year, actually you spun me out when you said the food. The food on the mine side, it's never been great for me. So I don't know what they're doing out there. That's pretty awesome. Do you know who the catering company is?
The company is Serum, and I didn't until I obviously started at Bellevue, but so amazing.
Yeah,
They,
I've had Cater Care. I don't know how much care
yeah,
there's
I think they're
Cater
with
Care
West
before.
Gold. I believe they are.
Yeah,
I
it's,
think my
it's
mum.
look, it's, a lot of the time it's shift dependent. You know.
Yeah. Not at Bellevue.
Oh,
Not since
far
this
out.
summer. Not since this
Wow.
summer.
Awesome.
We've had a few Thai cruise ship chefs, I believe, start up, and they are just amazing.
Awesome.
They are. They're so good. They
Well,
look after us.
Darren, let me come out, mate. I want to come out and try
Just
some
try
of
the
this
food.
Yeah.
And they
I
have,
don't
they
mind-
have
I'm only
special
out there
nights
for
a
the
week where you walk in and you're like, what is this? Like, they've got free canned drinks and it's amazing.
I think a few mining
My favourite
companies
part.
a few mining companies could probably learn a thing or two off old Darren Stradler, I
Yeah,
reckon.
hit Darren up.
So what year? So this is all crazy because you're doing so much and you're enrolled as a mining fourth year. So your fourth year mining engineer student this year. This is your
year.
last year.
Yeah.
And let's get into the ERT. You know,
Yep.
you're the
The
president.
president. So, yeah, I only started with the ERT team. Believe it or not, I actually applied the start of last year with the ERT team, but they said I couldn't do it because I couldn't make it to one of the training days. And I was like, well, okay, I guess that's just the sign that I don't need to do it. So that was for an open pit comp. But in the second semester, I made it happen and I moved things around because I really wanted to do it, especially because I'm underground. So given it was an underground comp that semester, I went in there. We did a week or so with ARG, and from there,
Where'd you do your training?
the training was at Gordon Sadar,
Yep.
and that was phenomenal. We got to use the Kubotas, which is great, so much fun, and we shared with FMR, which was really cool. And then from there, we did the comp, and that's when I decided I think ERT is so much fun and really important for our future, and that's when I applied for the committee, I guess.
Awesome. And so it was a voting system? Everyone voted you in?
It was very small. So because of COVID, the ERT team had shut down and then came up again, not last year, the following year. And it was very small. Even last year it was very small. We didn't really have too many sponsors. We had a handful of just people we know and stuff like that. Yep. And then this summer I just made that happen. I created the branding, the marketing and all of that. I've done all our prospectus with the help of my team.
Yep.
And
that's very important.
Yep. Team is very important. From there I did start up the LinkedIn, start up our Instagram page. So the Was and Wolves is what we're called. And making it more professional and more serious has definitely helped. So we've got a few partners with us. We're working with ARG almost full time. I think we're planning on signing with them for 5 years.
Oh, wow.
But we'll see how we go from there.
Amazing. So I was in the ERT at a previous mining company I worked for, did the Cert 3 ERT training. It was awesome. Something that I think if it's one of those things where if you're on a mine site and you're offered an opportunity, you should have a crack. You should get in there and do it.
Yep.
Any key takeaway points from the mine comp?
You don't necessarily have to be the biggest guy on the team to be the best, I like to say, especially because I was the smallest person on the team and the only girl. So a lot of people think that comes with a disadvantage. But in my opinion, not really, because I have a big voice, I have strong opinions, I like leading, I enjoy management, I enjoy creativity and problem solving, and that's what landed me the position in vice captain.
Yep.
And then president in the committee, and so everyone saw that I was really dedicated for that sort of thing.
Well, that's so important.
Yeah.
That's so important because you need someone with a loud voice.
Yep.
In a stressful situation, you need to be able to pull your team together, right? And maybe you don't have to be loud all the time, but you certainly have to know how to direct in those roles.
Yep.
Right. The next generation lens. So you finished high school and you were going to go and be a dancer, and then your dad spoke. Had you heard anything about mining while at high school? Did you know anything about mining?
Almost nothing.
Did they teach
I didn't
you?
even think I would be here today. honestly.
Yeah.
I thought I'd be a teacher or a dancer or something of the sort, you know, working with children or something creative where I could just be fun and not thinking about career and, you know, generational progression and all of that sort of thing.
Do you think that schools should be, do you think you might have had a bit more of a different outlook if you'd been taught about
Oh, 100%.
the mining and the mineral industry that we have here in
100%. And that's a
Australia?
message I think should be told to children earlier on.
What age do you think?
Well, I had my meeting about career when I was in year 12. And
Just before you're about to...
I didn't know what I wanted to do
leave.
then. Yeah. And, you know, I guess if you did ATAR, you sort of decide. I think maybe, honestly, like as soon as you get into year 9, so 15, I think that is, 15, 16, like that's when kids should start thinking about like the seriousness of
Life.
I was just going to say that, like their careers, because, you know, life is too short to just, you know.
That's very true. What would you say to a young person in the middle of their high school years, if there was like a 15 to 17-year-old
Yep.
that was watching this? You know, what would you say to them about getting into this industry?
Yeah, it's not all about grades, in my opinion. We were told, pass, you know, 100%, you want to have the best ATAR, you want to be the best academically. But since obviously I was a general student, I didn't do ATAR, I went into uni thinking I am not good enough for this, I'm not smart, you know, experiencing imposter syndrome all the time. But I've since going into the workplace and vacation work, doing the practical side, I've realised that it's not just about academics, it's about dedication, networking, reliability, you know, trying new things, just putting yourself out there and doing whatever you can to help the operation progress, whether that's practically or theoretically.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you know Jasmine Benting?
Yes,
Have
she's
you-
amazing. She's beautiful.
Have you seen her? We had her in here.
Yeah.
Amazing episode. Just
Yep.
I think she's same thing. She's fourth year, is she?
I believe so. Don't
Yeah.
quote me.
Yeah.
She's
Have
so
you
young
have-
though.
She's so young.
Yeah.
And she's just gone out there and had a crack at everything.
Yeah.
And her advice was, and I know that you're very much the same, is if there's an opportunity put in front of you, grab it and just say yes, have a
Yep.
crack. So have you haven't spoken to her?
I last saw her, I believe, at a WIMWA convention that we
Okay.
had last year. She's just a lovely girl and just, yeah, she's such a go-getter. I almost look up to her in a
Awesome.
way, even though I believe she's younger than me. Just, yeah, everything about her. I think she's just got the right attitude. As much as people say, you know, we're extremists in the fact that we are on LinkedIn posting all the time and, you know, getting followers or whatever it may be.
That's just passion.
Yeah.
You're passionate about what you're doing.
That's what I think. It's
100%.
like you don't really understand that until you're sort
A
of
lot
in
of
my
negative
position.
Nancys out there. I wouldn't let
Yeah.
any of that nonsense bother you.
Yeah, I take it as a compliment in
Yeah,
a way.
for
You know,
sure.
it's like, gosh, that LinkedIn post was a bit, you know, cringe. Well, I got more followers than you, so I know a few more people in the industry. I'm getting my name out there.
Yep.
Like, I just think that's really important.
Very
you know?
much so. Very
So-
much so. Let's get into Kalgoorlie.
Yeah.
So, Freo girl,
Yes.
you made your way to Kalgoorlie. Share house or staying at the university accommodation? What are you doing?
Believe it or not, I didn't get accommodation. So last year I didn't get it. This year I didn't get it. I applied both years.
How does that work?
I
What do you
think it's
mean?
like first in, first serve.
Okay.
So I applied. I remember sitting there on the first, like last year, just sitting there waiting for it. And then my computer crashed and it was like because I believe everyone else was on it. So I didn't get it then. And then this year, I think it's like, obviously they want to give other people a chance. I do believe it's meant to be fourth year preference, you know, priority, but that's not the case because I don't have a spot. But that's okay. All my friends are there, so I'm there all the time anyway.
Yep. And so you're renting a house?
Yes, I'm currently just renting in Piccadilly.
Oh, cool. That's a nice area. What's the rent like?
expensive in Kalgoorlie, very expensive.
What are you paying, if you don't mind me asking?
So
And it's just for a room?
I'm quite lucky, but if you don't know someone, I'm currently renting off someone I work with, but if you don't know someone, you could be paying around $450 a week. I am lucky enough to pay $250.
Including like water, power, phone.
Yeah, so if it's probably about 300, sort of expected that it's not including bills and that. But I'm just very lucky that I'm getting $250 a week, including bills. But it's pretty hard to find. I know people are still looking. I remember putting out a request to have a roommate, and there was like 6 or 7 people, and this was only within the last 2 weeks.
Wow.
So
I remember in 2013 when I rented a house in Kalgoorlie. The first house I rented was $315 a week.
yeah,
Crazy.
That's ridiculous.
That's for the whole house.
yeah,
That was on a 1,012 square meter block.
yeah.
We
Compared
could
to
have
now,
put tents
especially.
or something out the back, and
Yeah.
crazy. It was a different time.
Yeah,
A long
and
time
to be
ago.
honest, the rooms aren't even all that. A lot of them are just, your standard single bed, double bed, in a probably not so good area.
Yeah.
So I'm just
Well, I
very
was in
lucky.
Boulder. I was a Boulder boy.
Yeah.
Proud. Wasn't up in management territory up in
Yeah.
Piccadilly. That's for bloody sure. So what are your thoughts as a young woman in Kalgoorlie? You've been out to the pubs,
Yeah,
obviously.
of course.
A bloody eye opener.
Wasn't life, absolutely. It's sort of just like an expectation. If there's something, loud people going on, people, who are drunk or whatever around. But I actually have had it pretty good. I'm with
cool.
my friends. I feel really safe there.
As you should.
Yeah, Agricola is just down the road from all the clubs and that,
Yeah.
So it's not that dangerous. It's been really good for me.
Got
to
a
be
favourite
honest.
restaurant there?
Probably Paddy's.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I love a good burger.
Yeah.
Or steak or something like that.
Yeah.
So I love a good pub feed.
You've been up to the Palace Hotel?
No, where else is that?
Just above the Gold Bar. Got that winding bloody
yes,
stairwell.
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a bloody good joint. What do you do after university in Kalgoorlie? University day's finished.
Yeah.
What do you do?
So much, to be honest. So apart from university, I'm also a part of the Wombats mining games team. We're going to America in 2 weeks, I think it is, to compete.
Wow.
So Colorado, Tucson, all of that. I'm also, obviously, I've got AusIMM, which I'm the vice president of. I'm with the guild, so working on all that committee work. And then I also, aside from all my vacation work with Bellevue, I recently landed a gig with Northern Star 1 to 2 days a week. And then also I'm hosting.
Paid as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely. And then.
Well, you need it paying that bloody expensive rent in Kalgoorlie,
Yeah, well,
right?
exactly right. That's why I have two jobs now. So I'm also hosting with AusIMM. I'm hosting Zoom calls with their technical, international,
Amazing. Far out. Maddie, this is my last question for you. Advice to students. What do you think you would have liked to have known all those, probably not all those years ago. It was only like bloody 5 years ago or something.
Yeah.
When you were younger, when you were at high school.
Having access to LinkedIn, finding connections through WIMWA, as well as all the other
WA Mining Club, Young Professionals.
Exactly right. AusIMM, all of that. I find they have plenty of opportunities there online. It's just about knowing where to look, where to find it, all of that sort of thing.
What do you think about that younger you, where you thought that dancing was going to be something that you were going to do as a career, and then the merger into mining?
Yeah.
So go into that for me.
Yeah. So I usually get that question often, obviously being stereotypically girly girl, into fashion, makeup, all things girly. Why am I doing engineering? Of course. I think you don't necessarily have to be your dominant masculine male. You can have multiple interests. And I've found ways to integrate dance, creativity, patterning, leadership into what I do now. And that's what makes it really fun for me. I love networking. I love leading a team. I love drill and blast design, finding ways to do creative designs, all of that sort of thing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I think mining's in good hands with young, intelligent people like yourself.
Thank
so
you.
like good luck with your final year. I know, and good luck in Colorado.
Thank you.
That's amazing. Good luck with ERT. Once you do your Cert 3 ERT, it'll open your eyes. What was my favourite? Road crash rescue. That was pretty awesome. Using the jaws of life to cut people out of cars.
I haven't done that yet, so this will be my first.
Awesome. It's awesome. Anyway, Maddie, thank you very much. I really enjoy talking to some young people that are going to save this industry.
Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. Thank you very much for tuning into another episode on the Gold Room podcast. Maddie wants you to go over to her LinkedIn account and connect with her. If you're at high school, even if you have children that are at high school, please make sure that they're reaching out to Maddie for any questions because you're bloody keen.
Absolutely. I love a good chat.
Awesome. Thank you very much for tuning in. Once again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and connect with